Good evening, welcome to another edition of PCW Powerbomb Championship Wrestling. I'm Norm Waymer along with Andy Shane. We've got a great show in tap for you today. We will give you the PCW Cruiserweight title match coming up a little bit later on. We'll show you some of the Giant Pharaoh in action as well. We want to thank our sponsors, of course, Seaway Marketplace, Jerry and Bancroft. We're going to give you details on how, if you do some shopping there, you can get a free ticket to April Anarchy. Also, the Somerset Bingo Hall, Lucky 7, along with the
Red Wing Boots.
Yeah, can't forget Mike Seeger and Red Wing Shoes. It's a little Academy of Beauty. We thank you all very much for being a part of this. All right, let's get this thing rolling here today.
Let's get started here. I'm looking forward to seeing, after the cheap shot that happened at the IBC, we're looking forward to seeing Justin Main and Akuma. But right now, we're going to be seeing Justin Main and Chris Corvus, two of the absolute best.
Yeah, well, it was a terrific match, and Justin Main was kind of looking for James Alexander, who wasn't around, and somewhere, sometime, somehow, they're going to hook up somewhere.
Their paths shall cross, but right now we got Corvus and we got Main, and you know what? Corvus and Main are two of the absolute best. And it just doesn't get better than that.
Because in April Anarchy coming up on April the 19th, you will see the tag team champions in singles action as the Great Akuma will take on Justin Main. You will see Jun Hato taking on Celeste Taylor. So let's get you to our first match here on tonight's PCW, and we'll get you to Justin Main against Chris Corvus, and let's take you to action right about now.
I know I'm looking forward to it. Watch it.
Ladies and gentlemen, our first match of the evening is a one fall with a 30-minute time limit. Introducing in this corner. He's got to get his jacket off, but he weighs 215 pounds. He's from the City of Angels. He's none other than Justin Main. And weighing in at 200 pounds, he's from the biggest little city in the world, Reno, Nevada. He is Pretty Boy Chris Corvus.
PCW Powerbomb Championship Wrestling, Sean Boomer Bratton ringside along with Norm Waymer. Justin Main, thankfully, he is back in action after that devastating pile driver from his former tag team partner a couple of months back. Doctors have cleared him, and now he's jumping right back into the thick of things as he's taking on Chris Corvus.
Well, and to be honest here, too, is that he came back here looking for James Alexander. James Alexander not here tonight.
Nowhere to be found.
Nowhere to be found.
He talked a big game up until basically match time. Day of the match, and all of a sudden, check-in, where is he? And of course, Chris Corvus is always ready for a match, and Corvus was more than willing to step up, brought the fight to Justin Main right at the start. Main comes in, misfires on the splash, flatliner, sends him down face first. Corvus for the cover, right on top, only gets a 2 out of that.
Now, don't think for 1 minute that Justin Main has forgotten about James Alexander.
Oh, no, not at all.
He hasn't. That will happen one day.
Just not today.
You've been around this business long enough. When you do something like that, you lay somebody out, there's a receipt coming.
Oh, yes, there is. Maybe not today.
Maybe not today.
Maybe not tomorrow.
Maybe not tomorrow.
But at some point, that receipt is going to come nice. Snap suplex.
At some point, the paths will cross.
And it's really funny how James Alexander, real quick, talked that big game like we were saying. When he wasn't around, and the chances I had to talk with James Alexander, man, that guy, and he's very full of himself, and he can back it up, yes, but all of a sudden, Justin Main cleared to wrestle again, and James Alexander is nowhere to be found.
Now, for Justin Main, though, he better get himself focused because he's got a tough opponent in front of him.
Chris Corvus, no slouch by any stretch of the imagination, and Chris Corvus will take on any challenger, any place, any time. Chris Corvus learned a lot when he was under the tutelage of Dr. Jerry Graham for a brief minute, took a lot of those skills that Graham imparted. Got that knee right into the middle, Main goes up and over. Again, showing those smarts. Drops the elbow right down on Justin Main. Kind of a lazy cover, waited a bit too long, and Main is able just to force his way out of that.
Chris Corvus, I would kind of call him a young veteran at this point. I mean,
right.
he's still a young guy, but
Yeah, chronological
but,
age.
Yeah, but he's been in with so many terrific wrestlers that you can't say he's green. You can't say he's inexperienced because he's not.
Well, he's been doing this for so long, started at such a young age. And he brings that veteran skill set to it. But when you look at him, you know.
See that boot right to the head?
Well, yeah.
And don't think that Chris Corvus doesn't know that Justin Main's been out with a concussion.
So he's going to work over that head, that
Absolutely.
neck. Well, we saw it, right at the onset, that flatliner where he dropped him, the reverse Russian leg sweep where he dropped him face first on the mat. That's going to really jar you and shock that neck.
And you would expect nothing less. I mean, if there's a weakness, somebody's going to go after it.
And even though the doctor has cleared him to come back, doesn't mean that everything is 100%. It doesn't mean like a strong enough blow can re-injure or re-aggravate that certain spot on his body. Chris Corvus has looked very impressive, and I think the thing is here, as you look at Justin Main, he seems to have, some sort of issue just getting a little momentum going in this match, and I'm sure that's because of the layoff and the injury. Fighting back right now, though.
And Justin Main has done all his due diligence, and he's been checked out, and he has been medically cleared.
Got that boot up right into that arm.
Oh!
Clothesline almost decapitated Justin Main, and Main goes down. Corvus is right on top. Corvus looks very impressive here, Norm.
As he usually does.
Has him up for that slam. Where's Corvus going to go now? Wants to drive that elbow in from the middle rope, maybe. He's perched.
Yep. Pretty good idea where.
And he misses. Just took a little bit too long. They always say telegraphing the movie.
Right on the elbow. You ever hit yourself right on that elbow?
Oh, it stings. It hurts.
Shaking his hand, trying to get the feeling back in.
And Justin Main with that high kick, able to level Corvus. He's in the corner now. Big splash, got everything on that and holds on to him now. What are we going to see? Just bulldogs him right into that top rope and slides himself in between the second and third rope. Now goes to the outside, springboard up and over maybe. Yes, look at that. Hits him with the moonsault, goes for the cover.
Did not quite get all of it.
I think if he had
Corvus was able to slide a little bit.
Exactly. If 100% of his body weight had hit him, it would have all been over.
It's a veteran move. And so is that.
Evens the odds with the jawbreaker. Well, and that one as well with that punch into the middle. German suplex, maybe. Justin Main blocks it. He's trying to break that hold, trying desperately to break that hold. If he hits the German, you're taking all that impact right on your neck. It's going to be all over, and he does now. He's able to power out. Going to work his way into a backslide, maybe. Nope. Grabs it. Suplex, cradle suplex, brainbuster could be.
Oh!
Drops him down in the brainbuster. He's right on top.
That's gotta
of
be
him.
it.
Away.
Oh no!
And Corvus kicked out.
I cannot believe he kicked out.
Did not think he'd be able to get out of that brainbuster.
That is a devastating move. I'm not sure Corvus knows where he's at.
Corvus up on top almost now. Main's going to get him right back into position.
Well, Corvus was able to shift his weight, be able to get out of that.
And they're fighting around and
At least
around and
temporarily.
around. Yeah. Oh, he has him cinched now. Front face lock. And look at that. Corvus is fighting
Oh, backstabber.
and just floated around for a backstabber. He's right on top.
2, no.
And it all came down to when Justin Main wasn't able to, in that fireman's carry, to be able to get Chris Corvus up and over. Corvus was able to slither off and got what he wanted. He got his end result. Corvus is up. He's now on the top rope, or getting there, I should say. Took too long.
Right to the chin.
Justin Main jumped up a good 8 feet to drop kick him into the
Wow.
chin.
Right on the point of the chin.
Looked like he was trying to cradle him, maybe. What are we going to see here? A couple more shots, and you can see where the chest and the chin just red on Chris Corvus.
I don't know, but if you've ever been up there, it's a long way back down.
Yes, it is. For both. Superplex, maybe? I think we're going to see it. He has him hooked. Corvus trying to block.
He did grab the rope.
Now
Grabbed
he's
the
punching his
top
way.
rope.
Yeah.
Oh!
In reverse it, Maine's in a bad position right now. Maine is in a bad spot, and Corvus wants him to get up to his feet, and Maine is just really slow getting up. He's staggering around. His back to Corvus right now. He comes back around, and Corvus misses the blockbuster. Maine was able to roll out of the way,
That's why they call it a high-risk maneuver.
and he has him up now.
Ah!
Spins him around and
that's
drops
gotta be
him
it.
down. And your winner is Justin Maine. That looked like what he was going for earlier. Norm finally able to catch it after Chris Corvus missed the blockbuster. Amazing win from Justin Maine. At the IBC, the International Boxing Club, on Sunday, April 19th, Powerbomb Championship Wrestling presents April Anarchy. It is going to be anarchy, trust me on that. Someone at April Anarchy could end up with a haircut. William Studd challenging Andy Shane. Will Studd, if he's able to beat Andy Shane, gets the managerial services of Dr. Jerry Graham for 1 year. However, if he loses, Will Studd goes completely bald. They're going to shave his head in the ring at April Anarchy, so we could see a haircut that evening. Also, the PCW Cruiserweight title defended. The amazing Nate Madsen challenging the champion, the Righteous Maker, Rick Baker, with the Modfather. Tag team main event, Legion is back together. Legion challenging the Giant Pharaoh and a mystery partner. Also, we're going to see something a bit unusual as the Asian Assassins are in singles competition. And in one of those matches, the great Akuma is taking on a man who has wowed audiences here in PCW, Justin Maine. So, Justin, your thoughts going into April Anarchy taking on the great Akuma?
All right, Great Akuma, I'm going to tell you straight up, I remember exactly what happened the last time we had a confrontation, and I'm kind of tired of the fact that you think you can run this place. So I'm going to show you why they call me the main event.
The main event, Justin Maine taking on the great Akuma. Also, John Hotto is going to take on Celeste Taylor. Like I said, the Asian Assassins in singles competition, which I guess means just more opportunities for us to see the Modfather. You can get your tickets for April Anarchy. Lots of ways to do this. Lucky 7, also Instant Mania, and you can even go online, PCWexcitement.com, because you want to be there. You want to get your tickets early for April Anarchy, which is going to happen at the International Boxing Club on Sunday, April 19th. We open the doors at 4. Bell time is 5. Could see a haircut that night. We're going to see the mystery partner for the Giant Pharaoh, April Anarchy, Sunday, April 19th, presented by PCW Powerbomb Championship Wrestling.
For good times, good food, and great service, go to Nick and Jimmy's on Monroe Street across from the mall, or Nick and Jimmy's on Lewis and Temperance. Anything from burgers to pizza. The Cocoa House Lounge on Lewis and Temperance features deluxe sandwiches and creative martinis. The Basin Street Grill on Monroe Street west of the mall, featuring extensive appetizers and fresh seafood in a classy yet casual environment. And the Village Inn on Holland, Sylvania in Sylvania. Great food and a roadhouse atmosphere. 5 times the good times, good food, and great service. Find it all at nickandjimmys.com.
I shop at Seaway Marketplace because they have the fastest lines in town.
Seaway Marketplace.
This is my store.
I buy almost all of my produce here at Seaway Marketplace for my home and my restaurant.
This is my store.
Seaway Marketplace Deli has the best chicken in town.
This is my store. I shop at Seaway Marketplace because of the big selection of meat and seafood.
This is my store.
Seaway Marketplace, corner of Cherry and Bancroft.
Seaway Marketplace. This is my store.
I've got a very special guest with us today with a very special announcement for all of us PCW fans. So with me is the manager of Seaway Marketplace, the greatest grocery store in Toledo, and the man known around town as Trace.
Thank you, Boomer. Seaway Marketplace is a proud sponsor of the PCW, and we have a great promotion for the PCW fans. To introduce you to Seaway Marketplace and the PCW, we have an offer that you can't refuse. Buy $40 worth of grocery on a single shopping trip and receive a free ticket to the April PCW event.
And everyone needs groceries, so all I have to do is go to Seaway Marketplace. Spend $40 in groceries, and then I get a free ticket for PCW April Anarchy?
It's that simple. We're on the corner of Cherry and Bancroft. Spend $40, see your cashier, and ask for a free ticket.
Fans, you know where to go to get your tickets and to get your groceries. Seaway Marketplace and PCW, thank you very much for your support for Powerbomb Championship Wrestling.
Back we are, PCW Powerbomb Championship Wrestling. It's April Anarchy, and it's coming up on April the 19th. Sunday, April the 19th. Doors open at 4, bell time at 5. You want to get your tickets? Well, an easy way is just go to PCWexcitement.com. You can also get them at the International Boxing Club weekdays, 3 until 9. Also at Somerset Bingo Hall and Lucky 7. And you're going to want to get your tickets in advance because there's only a limited amount of front row seats. That big mega tag team main event, Legion reunites as the PCW champion Phil Nitro Monahan reunites with the guy he calls his brother Malice, and they will battle the Giant Pharaoh and a mystery partner.
So you got the brothers in battle back together again, and you got the giant freak of nature, the ungodly, creepy, and scary, I'm sorry, the man god as he calls himself, the Giant Pharaoh, 7 foot of pure chaos and destruction, and he's bringing his own partner, and you know, with the Pharaoh, I've heard rumors
too. We can't confirm anything.
But
at this
who
point.
knows what's going to happen with this guy? Because whenever he touches the ring, nothing but destruction.
7'3", over 300 pounds. If you have not seen him before, if you weren't at the event, we want to give you a little taste here and show you the kind of destruction that this guy can put forth.
And aside from being an absolute giant and monster, this man is also incredibly athletic for a man that size.
First victim, the Dark Avenger. Here's the 7'3" Giant Pharaoh.
Even, he is the Dark Avenger.
Well, Norm, I think the Dark Avenger...
30-minute time limit.
Norm, I think the Dark Avenger is in for some problems here. We've been looking forward to this, seeing the Giant Pharaoh in the ring ever since its run in the last time we were at the International Boxing Club. It was a match between Celeste Taylor and Chris Corvus, and out of nowhere, Norm, the bell. Giant Pharaoh in the ring, our first look at him in action, although we have seen him demolish and destroy opponents before as he came out of the locker room. I'm Sean Boomer Bratton, Norm Waymer. We are ringside for PCW Powerbomb Championship Wrestling. Our first look again in the ring in a match of the Giant Pharaoh.
Well, this is what a lot of people wanted to see. There's no question he's intimidating looking. Now we want to see how intimidating he can be in the ring.
He about hip-tossed him out of the ring. He beeled him right out of the corner and almost out to the floor.
I think we may have already gotten our answer.
I kind of feel bad for the Dark Avenger at this point. He sent in, ducks a clothesline. Avenger goes for the flying shoulder tackle and bounces right off the Giant Pharaoh.
Who's laughing? Not only did it not work, he's laughing.
This is one of the most impressive individuals I have ever seen. Over 7 foot tall, 7'3", 300 plus pounds, steps right over the top rope. And I really just get a bad feeling for a lot of the competitors here in Powerbomb Championship Wrestling. Avenger scurries out of the way, though.
Does it matter once you get to 7 foot? Really, does it matter after that?
No, it's still hard to buy clothes no matter what way you go.
Wow.
Well, that'll make your day really
Dark
bad.
Avenger is going to start running out of ideas here. I don't have one for him either.
No, what is this, choke slam? Oh, he killed him with that choke slam.
Look at the arrogant cover.
And the Giant Pharaoh statement win over the Dark Avenger here in PCW Powerbomb Championship Wrestling. That could be the last we see of the Dark Avenger, but I'm sure we're going to see much more of the Giant Pharaoh. PCW Powerbomb Championship Wrestling presents April Anarchy at the IBC, the International Boxing Club, Sunday, April 19th. Doors at 4, bell time is 5. A rematch for the PCW Cruiserweight title. The Righteous Maker Rick Baker challenged by the amazing Nate Madsen. Some saying the finish very controversial the last time we were at the IBC, which is why the rematch has been granted. You can see it at April Anarchy, Sunday, April 19th. Tag team main event. This is going to be, well, huge. The team of Legion reuniting. Just a couple of months back at the IBC, they were battling all over the building, out into the road, as a matter of fact. They are back together as a tag team, one of the most formidable tag teams I have ever seen. But boy, they're going to have their hands full because they are taking on the Giant Pharaoh and a mystery partner. And we have the Giant Pharaoh here. We know it's a tag team main event. We know it's a mystery partner. Can you give us any indication as to who this mystery partner is going to be?
Yes, I can. But you, sir, need not worry about who my partner is. You, sir, need to worry about your life. From this point on, when you address me directly, you will address me as Your Highness. Do you understand?
I understand completely. Your Highness. Your Highness, I understand completely.
Excellent. Now, as far as who my mystery partner is, none of you need to worry about who my mystery partner is, because my mystery partner exemplifies superiority. He is not a measly little schmeckle like you, but greatness like myself. And you will see that Legion tomorrow night will be doomed.
Somerset Bingo Hall, Toledo's premier bingo hall, 7 nights a week at the corner of Douglas, Lasky, and Tremainsville. At Somerset Bingo Hall, doors open at 5 p.m., Lightning at 6, and Series at 8 p.m. Sundays, doors open at 11 a.m., Lightning at 1, and Series at 2:30. Somerset Bingo Hall, Toledo's premier bingo hall, 7 nights a week.
Your career will occupy 1/3 of your life. Shouldn't it be fun, profitable, and secure? The Toledo Academy of Beauty has successfully trained over 10,000 graduates in the cosmetology industry. Call 419-478-6660 for a free brochure. We also offer beauty services by supervised students. Even professional wrestlers like Dr. Jerry Graham is a client. Have fun, be cool, choose the right beauty school. It's Toledo Academy of Beauty.
Since 1905, Red Wing Shoe Company has been making purpose-built work footwear. The skilled employees in our 3 U.S. factories build over 1.2 million pairs of shoes annually. We are the largest Red Wing shoe dealer in northwestern Ohio with over 2,500 pairs in stock. Stop by our newly renovated store at 2122 North Reynolds Road. Shoes and boots that have served generations of hard-working people.
Back we are, PCW Powerbomb Championship Wrestling. It's April Anarchy coming up April the 19th. It's Sunday. Doors open at 4, bell time at 5. Sunday, April the 19th, April Anarchy. We've talked a little bit about the big mega tag team main event with Legion reuniting. Nitro, Malice will battle the big Giant Pharaoh and his mystery partner. You will have a rematch for the PCW Cruiserweight title. Is Nate Madsen going to get another shot at the Righteous Maker Rick Baker? Of course, the Modfather in his corner.
We're going to see Amazing Nate one more time with Rick Baker. That is a match that can be anywhere, anytime. Amazing.
We're going to see the match that sets all this up coming up a little bit later in the show. Your match, which has turned into hair versus manager match, as Will Studd will put his hair up in a match against Andy Shane, who's going to put up a year's service of his manager, Dr. Jerry Graham.
So once again, we shall see a new style evolve with Will Studd when he gets his head shaved because he had to poke his nose into my business.
Women's match. I'm looking forward to this. The Warrior Princess Tenchi will be in action as she battles Angel Dust, who's one of the best women wrestlers in the Midwest.
Should be absolutely amazing. 2 incredible athletes once again. PCWs bringing the best anywhere.
All right, let's go flashback now here a little bit to an old Graham's Gallery.
You know what? We're going to see the great Wojo, and as everyone should know, he was challenging Ric Flair, he was challenging Hulk Hogan, he was challenging Jerry Lawler, anyone that was anyone, Vern Gagne at the time, that wanted to put their title up, he wanted to bring them together.
And he challenged anybody out of the audience, too. We're going to take a look at that right now. Here's Dr. Jerry Graham and the great Wojo.
When did you become tough?
Our guest today on Graham's Gallery is the World Heavyweight Champion, the great Wojo. And Wojo, we've asked you all the questions before about your title unification bid and how the other champions are ducking you. So let's take the conversation a little different strain today. When, as a child, did you first realize you were tough? When did you realize you were head and shoulders above the other kids? Even, was it high school, junior high, grade school, when?
Well, I've always been tough. I mean, even in kindergarten, toughest kid on the playground, the toughest kid in the alleys, and in high school, the toughest kid in the parking lot.
That's very
But
interesting.
let me reverse this. And when did you first notice when you started getting tough?
Well, I was always athletic, but the first time I was tough, I was attacked in the school parking lot by the school bully, a guy named Roy. He was 100 pounds heavier than me, and I amazed everybody. By 15 seconds, I just tore him apart, had him bleeding and begging for mercy, and I took his woman. But you know something? Let me tell you something, Wojo. Change the subject a little bit. You've been going around the country taking challenges from the audience. You've been going around the country putting up $10,000 of my money, of course, but that's fine with me, to anybody that could come out of the audience and pin you in 5 minutes. And what we have here is a little surprise for the people. We have a videotape of a recent challenge of about a 300-pound gentleman that came out of the audience in Indianapolis, Indiana, and tried for the $10,000. Let's take a look at it right now.
The belt's on the line. This is a 5-minute time limit. The great Wojo in there against Al Teletoski. Fans, we're ready to go. If Harry Black will sound that bell, your referee, Bill Beach, and we're ready to go. 5 minutes he has to pin the man. 5 minutes, Dr. Graham.
Well, I'm going to tell you something. He's not going to need 5 minutes. Wojo's not going to need 5 minutes to pin this man, whatever his name is. Did you see Wojo just playing with him, waiting for his move?
He's heavier than Wojo. He seems like an ex-football player. A little overweight, though, but a big, stocky fellow.
Well, that's why I picked him out. A lot of people criticize me because Wojo is so much bigger than his opponents. But
Wojo took him down right there. And the man is in the ropes, and look at him. He uses...
You know, he runs away. He's a big chicken. Drag him out, Wojo. Oh, he tried to kick Wojo. Big mistake. Big mistake.
I'm telling you, if they get violent with Wojo, I know what the Wojo has up his sleeve. He's going to take this guy out with a punch.
Hey, get in the ring and fight. Get ready for the rope. You told me you was tough. Come on. Oh, Wojo. Wojo. Break him up by his hair, Wojo.
This is it, fans. Wojo's pulling on him.
Very good. 1, 2, 3. That's it.
That's all she wrote for the man. And Wojo's digging it in. Digging his knee right into this man's neck. He's making sure the man knows that he's been defeated and humiliated. Wojo's taking him on right now, fans. And Wojo's telling him right to his face, you better get out of here, boy, before I flatten your face. Coming up right now is our next man. Coming in, what's your name, son?
Andy Goldsby.
Well, Wojo, you sure taught that guy a lesson just like I taught Roy the bully a lesson. You got tough and you jumped right on him. I wouldn't be surprised, I took Roy's girl away from him after that. I wouldn't be surprised if you took that man's girl. But now, the belt, the championship. What's in the future for the great Wojo? Quickly, we only got seconds left.
Well, I'm taking challenges from everybody. I want to be the only world champion. I want to be recognized as the only world champion. I am the greatest world champion that has ever been, and I want everybody in the world to know that.
Well, I'm sure they do. All over Atlanta, Georgia, Greenwich, Connecticut, everywhere they're talking about Wojo, the man who's taken the championship to the top, the man who's going to unify this belt, the man who's made a coward and lily-livered punch out of all the other claimants to the championship, the great Wojo.
PCW presents April Anarchy. It is going to be pure anarchy at the IBC on Sunday, April 19th. Doors at 4. Bell time is 5. I want to jump right into this interview, but I want to make sure that we let everyone know some of the things that you will be seeing at April Anarchy. The amazing Nate Madsen in a rematch against the Righteous Maker Rick Baker for the PCW Cruiserweight Championship. The Asian Assassins in singles competition. You're also going to see the hair versus the managerial services of Dr. Jerry Graham. It's one-on-one Will Studd versus Andy Shane. Will Studd wins. He gets Dr. Jerry Graham to manage him for a year. If he loses, he gets his hair shaved completely bald in the middle of the ring. And then your tag team main event, the Giant Pharaoh and a mystery partner taking on the reuniting Legion. Guys, it is great to see you back together, and I know you're upset about what happened the last time at the IBC, and now you have the Giant Pharaoh and a mystery partner.
Giant Pharaoh, 7 foot tall. You try to do something to end my career, it's not going to be that easy. You see, blood is thicker than water, and that's why I got my brother back right now, Malice. So come April Anarchy, bring whoever you want, because it's not going to matter, because Legion is back.
You know what? That's right, Giant Pharaoh. Man, you have gone too far. You're big, you're bad, you're massive. But I tell you what, mystery partner, you go ahead and you bring Horus, you bring Anubis. I don't care who it is. You've got Legion, two of the biggest, baddest men on this planet. Boy, you have bitten off more than you can chew, because blood is thicker than water.
It is great to see Legion back together. They are jumping right into things because in April Anarchy, Sunday, April 19th, Legion taking on the Giant Pharaoh and a mystery partner. PCW presents April Anarchy.
If you're looking to raise money for your nonprofit organization, Powerbomb Championship Wrestling is here to help. We'll provide you with everything you need to raise money. You'll get 2 hours of fun and exciting family entertainment from some of the best pro wrestlers in the Midwest, and we'll promote your event on our TV and social media platforms. Charities, booster clubs, athletic departments, or any nonprofit organization can raise money with PCW. Call us at 419-265-7808 or contact us on Facebook, Twitter, or at PCWExcitement.com.
I shop at Seaway Marketplace because they have the fastest lines in town.
Seaway Marketplace.
This is my store.
I buy almost all of my produce here at Seaway Marketplace for my home and my restaurant.
This is my store.
Seaway Marketplace Deli has the best chicken in town.
This is my store. I shop at Seaway Marketplace because of the big selection of meat and seafood.
This is my store.
Seaway Marketplace, corner of Cherry and Bancroft.
Seaway Marketplace. This is my store.
I'm standing here with Dr. Jerry Graham, and Dr. Graham, I understand you have some important words for us.
Absolutely. Seaway Marketplace is without question, I've lived here all my life, the best supermarket in Toledo. They got the best chicken you're ever going to eat, and they got a great promotion for you fans. If you come into the store, and if you buy $40 worth of product, you have to ask your cashier, because you got to be a PCW fan to get this deal. You buy $40 worth of groceries, you will get a free ticket to the next show in April. And we want to see everybody at the Seaway Marketplace, because you can't do better. It's my store.
Seaway Marketplace, spend $40, ask for your PCW ticket, and then we will see you at April Anarchy, Sunday, April 19th.
Back we are, PCW Powerbomb Championship Wrestling, as we're counting down the days to April Anarchy. It's April the 19th, and it will be, of course, once again at the International Boxing Club. And we got a big tag team main event as Legion reunites. I'm not sure what the bigger story is, Legion reuniting or the big 7'3" monster, the Giant Pharaoh, and whatever mystery partner he's going to bring.
You have an incredible knack for understatement. Speaking big, gigantic, almost biblical, if you will. The Giant Pharaoh, this monster, and the return of Legion as a team, the two brothers in battle. That's going to be an amazing night.
Well, you saw in the interview a little bit earlier with the Giant Pharaoh, too, a very intelligent guy, which makes him even more dangerous.
I mean, I felt bad for Boomer. Boomer was shaking in his boots, and he had every right to.
All right, main event time here on this edition of Powerbomb Championship Wrestling. We're going to take you to the PCW Cruiserweight title match. The champion, your buddy, I say that tongue-in-cheek, the Righteous Maker Rick Baker, with your favorite manager, the Modfather, to take on the amazing Nate Matson.
Aside from the small problem with the Modfather, these are two of the absolute, no matter whatever I say about Rick Baker, he's one of the most incredible wrestlers there is. He's taken on one of the most incredible wrestlers ever, too, Nate Matson. This match, to not be too corny, is going to be amazing.
Well, and a very, very controversial ending, which is what set up a rematch.
And there's every reason for a rematch. These two have to go at it one more time, and as hard as they'll be believed, they'll take a step higher than even this one is. I'm sure of it. You're going to want to be there and see it.
All right, here we go. Our main event here. It is for the PCW Cruiserweight title, the Righteous Maker Rick Baker against the amazing Nate Matson.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a one fall with no time limit for the PCW Cruiserweight Championship. First, the challenger from the Motor City, Detroit, Michigan, weighing in at 187 pounds. He is the amazing Nate Matson. And the champion, managed by Shorty, otherwise known as the Modfather. He's from Phoenix, Arizona. He weighs 202 pounds. He is the Righteous Maker, Rick Baker. Your referee is Michael Sandy.
It's for the PCW Cruiserweight Championship. The challenger, the amazing Nate Matson. The champion, the Righteous Maker, Rick Baker, along with the Modfather. And each and every time now that we see the Righteous Maker, he gets meaner, he gets nastier. It has to do with that affiliation with the Modfather. However, it has given the former D-Ray 3000 what he has wanted, what he has coveted, which is championship gold here in Powerbomb Championship Wrestling. Long road for the Righteous Maker. He now has that Cruiserweight Championship around his waist that he was able to take away from Phil Atlas. But one of the returning sons of Michigan, the amazing Nate Matson, is going to give the Righteous Maker, Rick Baker, everything he can handle and then some. We're underway. The bell has rung. Sean Boomer Bratton along with Norm Waymer, and this, Norm, should be a classic.
I am very excited about this match.
Nate Matson has offense that can come out of nowhere. Just when you think he's down and out, he's able to pull out some sort of move, some sort of maneuver.
When it comes to ability, pound for pound, these guys are two of the best in the business. And I don't care where you're at. I don't care if you're in Toledo, Detroit, New York, Chicago, LA. To me, it doesn't matter. You're in Japan, doesn't matter.
And it wasn't too long ago that the amazing Nate Matson was so close to taking that PCW heavyweight title from Nitro. He gave Nitro everything he could handle. And Rick Baker just taking his time. Play little head games here. Referee trying to keep some sort of control. It's going to be hard with the Modfather. Righteous Baker now into the ring. Could see our first lockup. And the bell is rung. And now I would consider us officially underway. There's that first contact. Again, feeling each other out. Rick Baker goes into that arm, working that wrist. A little bit of a pressure applied. Matson trying to get out, uses that forearm to push down on that head of Rick Baker. Pivots him around. There's that nice reversal into the arm wringer.
Well, you think about this. Rick Baker took the PCW Cruiserweight title from Phil Atlas.
Hammerlock into a schoolboy, doesn't get him. Baker's into the ropes.
Who is a very, very good wrestler. And now for his trouble, now he gets Nate Matson.
Yeah, there's no off days for any of our champions here in PCW, especially the Righteous Maker, Rick Baker.
And I can make a case that this is a tougher match. And I know Rick Baker didn't want any more of Phil Atlas.
Out of the frying pan into the fire, that's where they say, Norm. Collar and elbow, Matson now with that side headlock takeover. He's right on top. You can see that headlock just cinched right in. Baker rolls through, gets his shoulders off of the ground. It's one of those positions where you can inadvertently get pinned without even knowing it, and the referee was right there. So Baker rolls, he's on his side, bracing himself with that left forearm, now works himself up to his feet.
Well,
throws in an elbow.
This is a match, too, where, you know, the boys at the back are going to get up and huddle around the monitors and watch this match.
Yeah, everyone becomes a fan when it's the Righteous Maker Rick Baker versus the amazing Nate Matson. Not only because they're a fan, but also to to scout out what the future holds for them here in PCW. Collar and elbow back into that side headlock from the amazing Nate Madsen.
They're both innovative. They're both creative. They know all the counters.
Throws him off, shoulder tackle. Baker goes down. There's the up and over, hits the ropes. Hip toss, block. Gives the Righteous Maker a hip toss, big drop kick. Got about 90% of that.
Oh!
Nice arm drag, just snapped him up and over.
That's it. That's a textbook arm drag.
That is. Yeah, nice is an understatement on that one. My bad, Nate. Drives that knee right down into that elbow. Lots of pressure into the elbow, into the shoulder, into the wrist even, really doing a lot of damage to that arm. And Rick Baker doing what he can now, which is, I'm going to try and maybe grab a handful of hair, maybe get into the nostrils, the eyes.
The quality of these moves and holds and the execution is off the charts.
So crisp, everything is spot on, and the Righteous Maker Rick Baker out to confer with his manager, the Mod Father. Needs a timeout, and maybe they can work out some of that damage that's been done to that arm.
I can't conceive of how many thousands of matches these guys have wrestled. All over North America and Japan, and it's such a treat to be able to see these guys go at it.
These two have traveled all over the world, like you said, Norm, whether it be national competition or international competition. They faced it all. They've seen it all. Now, D-Ray, the Righteous Maker, Rick Baker, there's still that part of me that wants to call him by his old moniker. Whips in Nate Madsen. If he finds out I did that, I'm going to be in a whole bunch of trouble.
Yes, probably.
Madsen goes up and over. And there's another one of those textbook arm drags. Got everything on that. And look at that. As Nate Madsen works on this arm drag, he has his knee right into that side of the head. Now he just switches that knee to put a little bit of extra pressure on that elbow, which he's already been working on. He's been working on that left arm, and now talking about going into that hair, using any advantage you can. Well, that's what the Righteous Maker is going to do, and that's what he was able to do. Baker is up to his feet, goes into the ropes, goes for that rope break. Madsen used all of that 5 count. Baker's out in front of us right now, and Nate Madsen is going out to follow him.
Well, he wants the title. I mean, he can't allow this match to be a count-out.
So what you have to do is you have to make sure that, well, not only one, scare off the Mod Father, but 2, bring the Righteous Maker back into the ring. Baker's in first and just totally gloms Nate Madsen as Madsen rolls back in.
But then you got Rick Baker laying a trap.
Really well scouted out, well executed plan, giving Baker the advantage that he needs. Madsen's into the corner. There's that whip in, goes in hard, comes out with a clothesline out of the corner, fires back on the Righteous Maker. Baker shuts him down though with that knee to the middle, knocking that wind out of Nate Madsen.
I can't emphasize what a high-level match this is. I can't emphasize it enough.
Holds and counters to those counters. Knife edge just reverberating through the arena.
Because it was always said that some guys like Cowboy Bob Orton, who were technically as sound as anybody in the business, and everybody in the business knew how good a guy like that was. And these two are along the same lines.
They are that good. They're right out in front of us right now.
Oh! Right into the railing.
The Righteous Maker just dropping Nate Madsen. Throat.
Oh, and now look at the Mod Father.
The Mod Father's right in front of us doing this for crying out loud.
Got a heel right in his throat. Yes, you.
And now look at that. The Righteous Maker, and you can see that the hand signal grabbing, he's got his hands on referee Michael Sandy.
Oh, come
so the
on.
Mod Father can just go
come on.
Nate Madsen.
Don't get involved in this match.
He's choking him with that gaudy outfit of his.
Let these guys go at it.
So Madsen's right in front of us right now.
You stay out of it.
And so the damage is done, and the Righteous Maker rolling Madsen back into the ring, hoping to finish things off. Brings him up to his feet now. Madsen with the foot up, able to block. Springboard maybe. Spins around cross body. He's right on top, goes for a cover. Gets the 2 on it. And Baker with that knee into the middle. You know, the Modfather, Norm, gets more despicable and I think shorter every week. And he really does.
You know, occasionally we get asked for our opinions by the hires up in PCW, and one of the things that I wanted to get across to those in charge was that I really wanted to see a cruiserweight division just because of individuals like these 2 guys.
Well, it was meant for the Righteous Maker, Rick Baker. It was meant for the amazing Nate Madsen, and what a treat they're giving us right now. And these 2 athletes are giving it their all.
No, you're not going to get him with that.
No.
Not a simple elbow.
No. Brings him back up. John with the crowd. Suplex maybe, has him hooked.
Does he really think it's over now?
It's a nice suplex.
We'll find out.
Rolls right through, doesn't get him, and only got about a 2.5 on that one.
Well, Nate Madsen has had some of the zip taken out of him here.
Small package. Does he have him?
Oh, my God.
Oh, wow. You didn't want to talk about close, Norm.
We almost had a new PCW Cruiserweight champion.
And Baker real quick to get back on the advantage. And that's how quick things can happen, how quick titles can change, how quick matches can be won and lost.
Everybody watching that, you're so lucky to be able to see these guys. If they are on a show in your area, buy a ticket, because you're going to get your money's worth in one match.
Madsen just keeps blocking the Righteous Maker, firing back with shots of his own. Baker goes for a ride, nope, reversal. Madsen hits. Big clothesline off of the ropes. Madsen's fired up right now. What are we going to see?
Your guess is as good as mine. Big
Got
knee.
him with that high knee, yeah. Hit everything right on the chin. The Righteous Maker. Swept that leg, just deposited him hard on the mat.
It's another example. You don't know where that offense is coming from.
No, not at all. What's Madsen going to do? Leg drop, maybe? He loves to go to the top with that leg drop.
Oh!
That's
we might have a new champion. 1, 2, no!
How on earth did Rick Baker kick out of that? So many people have been put away with that leg drop from Nate Madsen.
Well, you like him or you don't like him, but
that's some resolve
Rick Baker
right there.
is a tremendous wrestler.
Is Madsen going to go for it again? What's he going to do now? He has
figure 4, maybe?
Kicks into that knee. There we go, figure 4. Drops down.
Oh, he locked it in.
In the middle of the ring.
Excruciating hold.
Now look, everyone right, Norman. You can see it on the ring apron. The Modfather is there.
Just ignore him, Nate. Just ignore him.
But our referee, look, the referee is now going over to deal with the Modfather.
Oh, don't unlock it.
Oh, yeah, he's just so fed up and frustrated with the Modfather.
Don't take your focus off.
Oh, the Modfather's trying to scurry out. The Modfather's sitting with the fans.
If only he would stay there.
Yeah, I know.
Nate, don't take your focus off the match.
You don't want this to end in a count out. Needs to be in the ring. Shoulder tackle. Sunset flip. Righteous Maker drops down.
Oh, come on.
For leverage, but the referee's
right in front
there.
of the referee.
Kicks him free. Is
No.
that the champion? No.
Eric had to even try that right in front of the referee.
That's how the Modfather is.
I had the referee for not disqualifying him.
Now Madsen's going back out to deal with the Modfather.
You can't do that.
You know what a D-Ray, excuse me, the Righteous Maker, I get so into this, pulled out of his boot.
Oh!
Look at that.
Oh, he's got the sleeper.
He's got a sleeper hold applied.
He has got that locked in. Look at this. He has got it locked in. He is fading.
The Righteous Maker's going to sleep.
Oh.
What do we have? New champion?
Do we have a new champion?
What happened here?
Count out.
We're trying to get a clarification. Now the referee wants the belt. Is he giving
Count
the belt
out.
to the amazing Nate Madsen?
What do we got here? We got a new champion.
So what he was basically counted out.
Count
on
out,
the
Joe.
apron.
Joe, count out. It's a count out.
We have a disqualification.
Count out.
A count out. We have a count out.
So it looks like to try
Count
to get
out
a
or a
clarification.
DQ?
Well, let's get the official from Michael Sandy, folks.
It's a disqualification because he was on the apron while performing the sleeper hold on the apron. He had a 5 count to break the hold.
So it looks like.
So there you have it from referee Michael Sandy.
Are you serious? He's out. He is out.
The Righteous Maker's still out.
So count out, disqualification, whatever you want to call it.
He's out.
What's going to happen is.
Well, he's got to wake him up.
Well, yeah. Well, that'll wake him up.
You have to. You shut off that carotid artery, you got to get the blood flowing. He was out. Oh, is that a heck of a way to lose a match?
And Rick Baker is still out of it. What's going to happen? Oh, he's fighting back on Nate Madsen. He was playing a little bit of possum there.
Oh, he had that chain. Look at that chain
Oh, yeah,
around
the one that he pulled out of his boot earlier.
Absolutely. He's got a chain. Look at him wrapping it around his left hand. Oh, come on now.
Right into the head, the forehead, the amazing Nate Madsen.
Come on now. This is over. Come on, ref.
And as hard as it is to believe, the amazing Nate Madsen has lost this match. The Righteous Maker walking out with the title and then humiliating Nate Madsen on top of it. Something's got to be done here. Something's got to be done with this. The humiliation here is just ridiculous. Someone needs to come out from the back. Something.
Come on, get him out of here.
Time to go. PCW. Powerbomb Championship Wrestling presents April Anarchy, Sunday, April 19th at the International Boxing Club, the IBC. Doors at 4, bell time is 5. Very easy for you to get your tickets. Lucky 7, Instant Mania, online, PCWexcitement.com. A show you do not want to miss because it is going to be anarchy. Asian Assassins in singles competition. Angel Dust versus Princess Tenshi. We could see a haircut in April Anarchy. William Studd one-on-one versus Andy Shane. If William Studd wins, he gets the managerial services of Dr. Jerry Graham for 1 year. However, if he loses, he gets his head shaved, completely bald in the middle of the ring at April Anarchy. We've got a tag team main event. Legion is reunited, and boy, they're going to have their hands full, taking on the Giant Pharaoh and a mystery partner. Also a rematch at April Anarchy. We saw what happened the last time, a bit of a controversial finish, but the Righteous Maker says he'll take it either way. The Righteous Maker, Rick Baker, defending the PCW Cruiserweight Championship against the amazing Nate Madsen. Nate, we know what happened the last time. What can we expect this time at April Anarchy?
Well, Boomer, let me tell you this. I'm excited to be back in Powerbomb Championship Wrestling, but I have one thing on my mind, and that's revenge. Because there is no good reason why I am not the PCW Cruiserweight Champion. All the shenanigans that went on, all the things that the Modfather did, only by a technicality are you still the champion, Rick Baker. And you might call yourself the Righteous Maker. Well, let me tell you this. You will be amazed at April Anarchy, and I'm going to take that Cruiserweight title from you.
And we all know that that cruiserweight title would look great around the waist of the amazing Nate Matson. He vows that it's going to happen. You can witness it at April Anarchy at the IBC, the International Boxing Club, Sunday, April 19th. Doors at 4, bell time is 5. Powerbomb Championship Wrestling presents April Anarchy.
Back to wrap here at PCW Powerbomb Championship Wrestling, and we are a couple of weeks away yet from April Anarchy coming up on April the 19th, but we had a heck of a show. We showed you the PCW Cruiserweight title match, the controversial ending. Nate Matson really had Rick Baker where he wanted him, kind of.
You know, once again, we're in that spot where shenanigans, if you will, have happened, where some underhanded dealings have come into play.
He had him locked in a submission hold, but the ropes are in the way, and the ref counted 5, and there was no break, so he technically ended up disqualifying Nate Matson, even though Rick Baker had no way of escaping.
You know, and we're still, he still had to do what he did after the match and continue on Nate Matson. There was no reason for that either. He pulls the illegal foreign object, and he's got to beat on him. That just goes to show you how devious and sick this Rick Baker and this Modfather are.
Well, we're going to get to see it one more time because they're going to have a rematch coming up on April the 19th at April Anarchy. You're going to have also that night the tag team champions in singles action, and you'll see the Great Akuma taking on Justin Maine, and also Jun Hato going against Les Taylor. So it'll be very interesting to see these guys in singles action. The women will be in action. Princess Warrior Tenshi, who's all part of that Asian assassin stable, will take on Angel Dust, who's making her Toledo debut. She's one of the best women's wrestlers in the Midwest.
I'm looking forward to that. I think you're going to see some action that we just haven't seen here in PCW before. These girls are incredible athletes, and I'm looking forward to it.
Of course, your match against Will Studd. Will Studd putting up his hair. You're putting up about 1 year of Dr. Jerry Graham's services. But our main event for next week's show is going to be for the PCW heavyweight title, when unexpectedly Nitro took on the Giant Pharaoh and all the chaos that happened after that.
So here we go again. We got the reunion, the combined efforts of Nitro and Malice back together again against that freak of nature, that Giant Pharaoh and one of his acolytes.
We'll see it next week. It's not PC.
It's PCW.
Powerbomb Championship Wrestling. See you next week.
Breathe deep, the cooling air, sun setting tonight. You gotta make your mark, load up on the road, intend one last look in the mirror. They're gonna